Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Well, they've done it. Women have finally done it. They've taken away the very last reason to marry them, as if there was one last one. Women have gotten so selfish now that they literally do not want to live with their husbands or be around their husbands, but they do want to be married to them. Why? Well, because they want access to the resources, but also they want men to leave them the hell alone. If this isn't just peak narcissism, modern women, I don't know what is. We'll jump right into the story here. Married couples are living apart together, but is it the win-win strategy media says it does? Oh, media, please go with this. Please convince all these women that this is a great idea, so men can finally say, you've taken away the last reason I would ever even be with you. You know, when guys get married, it's not because women are great at doing the dishes and cooking and keeping a clean home. That's how it used to be, you know, raise the children, be a stay-at-home mom. No, women don't want to do that anymore. They want to be men's equals. They want to work all the time. Speaking of which, the working all the time, I actually have a video I'm going to do next, the wage gap, except now women are making more than men. But we'll get to that one. I'll record it after this one. Women want now to be married to men and have access to their resources, get paid extra money when they leave and get divorced, but they don't ever want to actually deal with a husband. This is like prostitution, but with a lot of extra steps and a payout clause on the back end for the woman. From Fox News, married couples are living apart together, but is it the win-win strategy media says it does? A number growing of Americans are embracing a marriage trend called living apart together, LAT, where spouses live in separate households but stay in a relationship with each other. So basically, again, she gets access to your resources, but she doesn't have to sleep with you. She doesn't have to be around you. She doesn't have to talk to you. Like what point? Tell me what men get out of this at all. Guys, do you feel lonely? Do you feel like there's no one in your life? Get yourself a wife today that will also not be in your life, but when she finally meets somebody else or gets tired of cheating on you behind your back while she's at her own house and leaves you for the gym coach, she'll take half your stuff when she goes. Couples choose this arrangement for a variety of reasons, but the New York Times claimed the trend was primarily driven by women. Shocking. Seeking independence and personal space to have time for their own interests and fulfillment. So, honey, I don't even want to be around you. This is peak selfishness. Congratulations, ladies. The bug may have played a role in this increase because gender disparities, blah, 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 marriage became more pronounced, especially for mothers. How dare mothers not have the freedom to do whatever they want? How dare you? How dare you? Let me find it.
How dare you?
Nearly 4 million married Americans live alone, according to data from the Census Bureau. That number does not include couples. Does include married individuals who are forced to live apart due to being in the military. However, Americans seeking this arrangement have skyrocketed by more than 25% between 2000 and 2019, according to the same data. Okay, let's put a pin in this and talk about this. Number one, those of you in the military, which I was for 4 years, what is the percentage of divorces that happen or marriages that fall apart because she meets a Jody? Because she steps out behind the guy's back, either starts dating somebody else, leaves the guy when he's overseas. You get the Dear John letter. That's only been a thing since 1773. Or it's just you guys grow apart. It's astronomical. The numbers are extremely high. Military and police get divorced more than anybody else. And also, let's be fair around this. They say skyrocketed up 25%. Well, remember, if only 1% of Americans are doing this and it skyrockets by 25%, that only means 1.25% of Americans are doing it. So if you take out the military individuals, I don't know how trendy this actually is. But of course, the media wants to pump it up like it's actually a great idea because women get their independence and they get access to your resources. Woman says, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a farmer. I don't know where I fit. Connie Ordway, who's been married to her husband Jeff for 18 years, recalled before she got her own place. The paper said Ordway hailed the arrangement as helping her remember who I am by myself, remember what I like doing by myself, and that was a lovely gift. Now, those of you guys that are dating or are married know that a lot of times the woman will come to look to you for entertainment. She says, I'm bored, let's do something. You might not be bored. You might be doing something you love. You might be doing your own activity. Doesn't matter. Stop what you're doing and entertain me, is basically what they say. Well, now the women are like, you don't have to stop what you're doing to entertain me. I'll entertain myself elsewhere. And again, we usually know this also means with somebody else. Other media outlets suggest LAT could be a healthy way for some married couples to live. Brides Magazine praised the idea as a more romantic than living together and the secret to a long and happy and healthy marriage for some couples. The Guardian columnist Emma Brox suggested this situation could be a win-win for both spouses. Where's the win for men? I mean, yes, you get to be left alone, but last I checked, I get to be left alone all the time. My dog asks very little from me. But you do lose access to what primarily men want in a relationship, which is sex and partnership. That's literally the only reasons men have to get married. And most of the time they find out the sex and the partnership's not worth it in the first place. For Evian Whitney, 35, and Jonathan Mead, 37, a queer couple, shocking, living apart helped challenge heteronormative scripts, the reporter stated. It made caring for myself and really putting my own pleasure and my needs first, so it made it much easier, MX Whitney told the paper. Of course it did. God forbid you have to actually be around somebody else. Just live in the pod, eat the bugs, spend all your time, on virtual reality. Do not have human contact with other people, especially your spouse. Another couple told ABC's Good Morning America that doing everything together while married made them crave independence. Well, then don't do everything together. My mother and father were married 50 some odd years. My dad would go out in the garage and work on the car, wash the car, mow the lawn, do some of his hobbies in the garage, which was usually tinkering with something. My mother knits. She watches soap operas. She would do other things around the house. She has a little iPad that she will play like Scrabble and other brain games on. I mean, she's 75, so, but she's done that for the last 10 years or so. You don't have to do it. But see, again, this is what everybody assumes, that marriage, you have to be locked at the hips. For 8 months, Sana and Adnan Akhand lived apart after Sana admitted she missed the autonomy of single life but still wanted to stay married. Living apart gave them the best of both worlds until they got divorced and she took all his crap. Two of the couples in these reports ended up moving back in together for various reasons. She couldn't pay her bills and more than likely had to come back home. That's just a guess. Focus on the Family's vice president on marriage issues, Greg Smalley, said he'd seen some couples benefit from living apart. However, he had doubts it is a viable arrangement for most couples in the long term. Smalley saw the heart of the matter as understanding the underlying reason why one partner wants to live alone. It seems the motivating factor behind these arrangements was one person not feeling well cared for, which he called a sad reality. That's probably usually the man. I'm just guessing again, but, well, actually, women, you could do everything for a lot of women and they don't feel like they're well cared for. And you can do nothing for a man and he's fine in many instances. Now, again, that's just me. I'm not saying all you guys are like that out there, but Smalley stressed how important it was for each person to be able to take care of themselves in a marriage, or resentment can build, et cetera, et cetera. So what's my takeaway? Well, guys, let's say you're dating a woman. Let's say you're dating a woman and you really like her and you enjoy spending time with her. The bedroom activity meets your needs. Everything is great. Would you rather come home to an entire apartment or house that's 100% yours, where she doesn't decorate and you don't have pink doilies and I don't know what women, glass figurines, whatever it is they put around that annoys everybody. I don't know. I don't live with a woman. Would you rather come home to your own place and whenever you want to see each other, you go over, you sleep with her, you take her out to dinner, you have a date, and then you go back home? Or would you want to live in a house with a woman where she probably regularly denies you for sex, but does want to decorate the house in her own way, and you end up in a man cave? I don't know about you, but the whole thing at this point is basically what they're saying is stay single. Don't bother, date if you want to. Don't bother getting married. Everything that was good in marriage that once was for men, they continue to try to take away, and there is literally nothing left for men in a marriage except for the divorce and maybe kids. And in most of the cases, you'll lose them too. I don't know. This is where we are, though, peak 2022.